It's 7 o'clock, and the station that's on your side is on your schedule. 8 at 7 begins now.
Good evening. Officers took 45 animals away from a Clearwater home today and charged their owners with animal abuse. That's a misdemeanor. But as our Josh Green shows us, it was the animal kept in a cage behind the bushes that surprised neighbors most.
Altogether, animal control took 22 birds. That's chickens, roosters, a pheasant, and a potbelly pig, too, from Victor and Julie Vu's property. Police gave the homeowners a code violation and an animal abuse charge, too, because of the conditions.
Access to water, water and food supply. Some of the cages that some of the animals were kept in would be too small.
But that wasn't the extent of the wildlife here.
At least 20 turtles, various kinds, swimming around in the pool that was out back.
But it was what was in a cage at the corner of the lot that puzzled neighbors most. Possessing an American alligator is a misdemeanor, so a trapper took it away.
I'm not against people having pets, but, you know, you shouldn't go messing with the wild stuff. If it's wild, it should be left wild.
So why were all these animals here? Police think some of them, at least, were going to wind up on the dinner table. In Clearwater, Josh Green, News Channel 8.
An assistant principal set to lose his job says he's just a scapegoat for the tragic drowning of a student who wandered away from Rogers Middle School. Sean Livingston and his attorney held a news conference this afternoon to share their side of the story. Hillsborough superintendent announced Wednesday she wants Livingston demoted to a teacher. She claims he knew there were problems with the aides watching Jenny Caballero's class and didn't do anything about it. Livingston says that's simply not true.
I fully cooperated with every investigation. I felt that the investigation was to find out what can be done to make sure this doesn't occur. But to my surprise, the investigation was to find me at fault for something that I am not at fault at.
And we're going to hear more from Livingston tonight at 11. The school board is set to vote Tuesday on the superintendent's recommendation to demote Livingston as well as the school's principal. They were both put on leave yesterday. The Temple Terrace Police Department is offering a $100,000 reward in the case of Sandra Prince. Prince, you may remember, disappeared from her Temple Terrace home back in 2006. Investigators found her blood in her car and a masked man used her ATM card twice. Her disappearance had been a missing persons case, but now police are re-examining evidence and reclassifying this as a murder case.
The best hopes for a good outcome faded long ago, and now any finality or accountability would be welcomed.
Prince's mother left the reward money to the police department in her will. Investigators say Prince's boyfriend, Earl Pippin, is a person of interest in this case, and he is no longer cooperating with police. A Hillsborough jury today convicted a man of assaulting a woman in a refurbished bus she lived in near Ybor City. As News Channel 8's Josh Thomas shows us, attorneys for Charles Newbold plan to appeal.
30-year-old Charles Newbold arrived in court in handcuffs for his burglary and sexual battery trial. In closing arguments, Newbold's attorney claimed the sex was consensual.
And as far as we're concerned, and from what the evidence shows, she was not raped.
But the prosecution told the jury this was a clear case of burglary and sexual battery.
I ask that you find him guilty of breaking into her bus, assaulting and battering her inside that bus.
Normally, we would not identify a rape victim, but she has given us permission. She says she tweeted to get the description of her attacker out there.
I'm not embarrassed about what I did. Twitter is something that's very important to me. It's for my job. I do social media marketing, and it's a way to reach a lot of people in a short amount of time.
Despite the verdict reached by the jury, Newbold's attorney says that he plans to file an appeal within the next 30 days. In Tampa, Josh Thomas, News Channel 8.
1 minute, a man was pulling into a 7-Eleven. The next, he was saving a Pasco County deputy from an attack. Last Friday, a deputy was taking a man to jail, and that's when the suspect broke the back window out of the cruiser and began strangling the lawman with his own handcuffs. Anthony Stinnett saw what was going on in the parking lot of the convenience store on Little Road and jumped in.
Well, the officer was down and the guy had him behind the neck, and I was standing over by my car, and I just shot across the road and kind of like tackled the guy and was pulling him off and trying to get his hands off him around his neck.
Nice. Thanks to the tackle, the deputy was able to break free and call for backup. The sheriff's office will present Stinnett with a Citizen Service Award next week. The examination of a former NFL superstar's brain shows repeated hits on the field took a toll. News Channel 8's Jeff Patterson reports the new information is having an impact on other former players.
Rivers in trouble. Seau has him. Junior Seau was known for hard hits on the field, but now the National Institute of Health says the hits damaged his brain. Seau took his own life last year.
Nobody really saw it coming.
Former Tampa Bay Buccaneer Brad Culpepper met Seau on several occasions.
He's always upbeat, always positive.
Culpepper had his own hard hits on the field.
No, I did this on a kickoff return.
After the hit that did this, he blacked out, but still played the very next week. Culpepper says players should be examined by independent doctors on the sidelines after hard hits to the head. Lisa McHale's husband, former Buck Tom McHale, also suffered from repeated brain injuries. She says examinations like the one done on Seau's brain are showing a lot.
I think really, in essence, what this research has done is it's provided the scientific proof, if you will, that there are indeed long-term consequences or potential long-term consequences to repetitive trauma in sports.
She says now more needs to be done to protect players. Jeff Patterson, News Channel 8.
Some kids at All Children's Hospital got quite a surprise outside their windows. In addition to fighting crime, it appears Spider-Man also washes windows. Young patients at the hospital in St. Petersburg had the chance to watch Spidey at work today. That's pretty cool. And while the real Spider-Man's alter ego is Peter Parker, the man wearing that red mask in the video is John Powers of High Rise Window Cleaning, a grime fighter. Chief Meteorologist Steve Jervey joins us now from the Forecast Center.
Where'd you get that grime fighter, you said?
Yeah, are you cringing at me? Is that what that face is?
That was actually pretty clever. I'll give you credit for that.
Thank you.
Well, we had some record high temps today, Jen. It was a nice warm day. As we talked about yesterday, it was possible we could set some more record highs after yesterday's record highs, and tomorrow it's possible we could have record highs. But these are the Sarasota numbers here. The previous record set in 1989, 83 degrees on January 10th, now 85, the new record high set today. Other spots around the Bay Area in beautiful Lakeland, the previous record there 74. The high of 83 degrees, 1974 rather, the high of 83. Now the new record high of 84 degrees. And in Tampa, we did not reach a record, but we were close. The holding record, 1991, it was 85 degrees. 84 was what we observed today. So we were close. And we continue with these kind of forecasts the next couple of days. We'll talk about those numbers coming up very shortly.
Still ahead on 8 at 7.
It's a Tampa PR firm that wants to give away its services for free. Up next, we'll tell you who stands to benefit from these do-good marketing gurus. And tablet or laptop, analysts say one is going to outsell the other by a wide margin. We'll tell you about it. On Wall Street today, the Dow gained 80 to close at 13,471. The Nasdaq gained 15 to close at 3,121. And the S&P gained 11 to close at 1,472. Could a cheaper iPhone soon be on sale? That's the rumor, according to the Wall Street Journal. The Journal reports Apple is working on a version of the iPhone that's cheaper and could debut this year. According to insiders, Apple is looking to switch from the standard aluminum body to a lower-cost polycarbonate plastic. Apple hasn't commented on the report. The cheapest iPhone 5 is currently available for $199. Tablet computers continue to grow in popularity. A tech analysis firm says sales of tablets are expected to outpace laptop sales by more than 30 million units this year. Analysts say while the iPad remains popular, smaller tablets are expected to dominate sales this year. Starbucks reusable plastic cups are a big hit. The company began selling the environmentally friendly cups earlier this month for $1, but while an independent survey found 7 out of 10 people like the idea of a reusable cup, only 2% had actually bought one. Could a pretzel bun soon be included on your burger from Wendy's? Select restaurants have begun selling a bacon cheeseburger with a pretzel-like bun. The burger's been spotted at a Wendy's in Miami and in Sacramento, California. No word, though, if they will show up in the Bay Area. Mega chain Bass Pro Shop says this logo, That one right there is just too similar to theirs, so they want the small business in Valrico to stop using it. 8 on your side, Shannon Bankin shows us this expensive legal battle could put the small business out of business.
Without the bass in there, it wouldn't be similar at all.
Kelly Morris has used this logo for his Simple Life Outfitters store for 2 years. It's on t-shirts and hats that account for a large chunk of his business. But now mega store Bass Pro Shops is coming to town, and they want Morris to stop using his logo immediately.
You can't own a circle, you can't own an oval, you can't own shading, you can't own different kinds of fish.
Bass Pro filed a legal opposition, forcing Morris into a costly battle. Bass Pro plans a 140,000 square foot store in Brandon between Interstate 75 and Falkenberg Road.
Why are they worried about me, little old me down here in Valrico?
In legal papers, Bass Pro says Morris's logo is too similar because it has a jumping bass in a circle. Spokesman Larry Whiteley told me our logo is our most valuable asset and we fight aggressively to protect it. His logo could reflect negatively on us if consumers confuse the two. Shannon Bankin, 8 on your side.
School children joined part in the groundbreaking for a new technology and conservation park in Hillsborough County today. Nearly 50 kids planted seagrass. The park is located near the Big Bend Power Plant in Apollo Beach and is a combined effort from the Florida Aquarium, Florida Wildlife Commission, and Tampa Electric. Today, kids from Dowdle Middle School helped plant seagrass in ponds that will be used as a natural filtration system on the site. The president and CEO of the aquarium, Tom Stork, says a center for conservation will eventually be built here.
We will have research facilities, we will have education facilities, hatcheries for fish, we will have hydroponic farms. All of this will be open to the public and will be open for kids to come and visit.
So cool. The park is expected to be completed in 3 to 5 years.
Another beautiful sunset today, and you can see right now it's dark out. 77 degrees, southeast winds at 14 miles per hour. Kind of breezy, as you just saw in that last video. The wind kind of blowing a guy's hair around there. 78 degrees at noon, and we're looking for 68 for a low temp. Could be some patchy fog in the overnight because of the high humidity we've been developing here throughout the afternoon and really the past several days. 79 degrees at this time in January. That's pretty warm. Normal high this time of year about 70. We can often be much cooler than that, but it's certainly spring-like, so if you get a chance to get outside and enjoy this, do so. 71 degrees in Sebring, 72 in Crystal River, also Bradenton, Venice, 77 degrees in Plant City. Farther to the north, you can see up in Nashville, 63, same in Houston, 64 in Charlotte. So really mild across much of the southeast, and under the influence of high pressure, there's a surface cold front farther back to the west, but the air behind it is not that cool. Again, a look at some of the areas farther to the north. You can see Tallahassee, Pensacola, temperatures in the mid and upper 60s. Across the country, winter storm warnings way out west, trough in the upper atmosphere here. Could be some snow. It's already snowing in Salt Lake City. Otherwise, rain goes all the way up into Minneapolis. You can see this cold front and the showers pushing on ahead of it with strong thunderstorms and actual tornadoes around Meridian, Mississippi. But high pressure is keeping all of that back to the west. That will not sweep through here with cooler, drier air or thunderstorm chances for us. We'll stay with patchy low clouds and fog. Highs will reach the low to mid 80s. Area of high pressure, notice it right there. And that pattern will continue on. The ridge is going to block any cool air from sweeping through. 77 degrees for our evening. We're already at 79. 68 degrees for a low temperature. Watch for the fog, as we mentioned, and certainly very mild, warm weather, really. And near record warmth with partly cloudy skies. High temperatures of 82 degrees. Today, 84, close to record high. 82 for Saturday, 83 for Sunday. The rain chances less than 20% or 10% each one of these days. I suppose a sprinkle or two isn't impossible. In fact, we might pick up a few high clouds, mid-level clouds off that mess to the west. But those thunderstorms you saw in Mississippi are not going to come through here. We're just going to stay warm. This area of high pressure has got us locked in for now. So enjoy it if you like the warm weather, Jen.
That's all we can do at this point, right?
Yep.
All right. Thank you, Steve.
All right.
If you missed nightly news, do not worry. We'll get you up to speed on today's big national stories coming up next. And coming up tonight at 11, Senator Marco Rubio weighs in on the gun control debate, the idea he supports to prevent violence. And don't forget, you can follow me online. You can find me on Facebook. Just use your smartphone to scan the QR code on your screen, or you can follow @JenLeeWFLA on Twitter.